Alright, this is going to be a video that a lot of people don't agree with. Well, so they don't know any better. Levels or degrees of Satanists. This also kind of applies to occultists as well too, but you know, there are some differences between the different types. As far as Satanism goes, it's kind of the people that are in the know kind of have an understanding of this. The people that aren't, you know, don't, or they will in time. But basically, it comes down to this: different. You can call them degrees. You can call them levels. Basically, is different, levels or degrees of understanding of the philosophy, understanding of their practices, but more so how you adapted those philosophies and principles to your life, and how you've been able to use them to manipulate your environment in order to get what you want or whatever, right? Your success in the outside world often reflects that. Now, it doesn't necessarily make an advanced Satanist somebody who happens to be rich or whatever, you know, or powerful or a movie star or a rock star or whatever, but it certainly suggests that they are if they're a Satanist. But then there are some that are just sheer fucking luck. But basically, I'll kind of describe it like this, and I'm going to take the nutshell version. I'm not going to add a whole lot of detail for several reasons. One, just because it's not something that you make a YouTube video about to kind of explain these things, because certain things you're supposed to kind of figure out along the way. Some secrets are better discovered than told. Often because if you tell somebody a secret, if it's too incredible, they won't believe it. But if you leave them breadcrumbs, right, and they learn to discover the secret by themselves, one, they'll believe it. Two, they'll appreciate it a lot more. That's why. And it's also kind of cheats the people out of something that, you know, spent decades understanding secrets, then have some jackass like me get up on YouTube and tell them to everybody. So, in respect to that, I'm just going to kind of gloss over a few things. Now, I would say like this. We'll call them levels. You call them degrees, you know, karate in a dojo, right? Different belts, right? We'll just call them levels. Also, I'll say this. Level one, somebody who's new to Satanism. Somebody who probably, for whatever reason, stumbled through Satanism. A lot of people will do it through music, like I did. I did it through, heavy metal, whatever, and Satanic Panic, and the imagery. It attracted me to Satanism, and eventually I found myself with the Satanic Bible, and I read it. I agreed with LaVey's philosophies. That's pretty much a level one Satanist right there. Somebody who's probably read the Satanic Bible, and that's probably about it, right? Who's somebody who's just, familiar with the very general principles of Satanism. Usually at a level one, you see a lot of people advertising, a lot of like death metal fans and stuff, and a lot of satanic bling bling. I still do it sometimes, but I had a special occasion today. Stuff like that. Usually at a level one, everybody to know you're a Satanist, and you talk about it a lot. That's kind of like you live and breathe Satanism, right? The rebellious phase too. A lot of people call it that, but it's a level one Satanist. Now level two would be that same guy or person, whatever, chick, whatever. I say guy because like 95% of the Satanists that I know are guys, because that's welcome to the left-hand path. But anyway, so level two would be like that same person who's, now is starting to read and explore, is starting to read more of LaVey's stuff. And I use LaVey as an example because I'm talking about Satanism. When I talk about Satanism, I'm talking about LaVey. Okay, now I'm talking about theistic Satanists, it kind of applies maybe to those guys too, but I'm not going to, because I'm not really that, as advanced in those different types, if you want to even call it types of Satanists, which I hate using that word. But anyway, level two would be somebody who's exploring more. So he's probably read all of LaVey's books, right? So now he's probably starting to pick up, oh, maybe here's some Crowley, or, here's some of this, and, he's expanding, right? And that would be, and he's starting to see a greater world of Satanism than just the Satanic Bible and death metal, right? Okay. Again, I'm going to gloss over these pretty fast. So level three, though, would be that same person, right? Starting to explore. Now it's more left-hand path. Now he's starting to see how Satanism can benefit him. He's starting to try to improve himself and understand himself using these tools that he's discovered through Satanism, through LaVey's books, but other authors and other occult, learnings and stuff, and starting to get deeper. And you often see this, as I did, start to get into, like, say, the bibliography of the Satanic Witch, which is a huge, mass amounts of great books about lesser magic. It ranges from everything from psychology, sociology, hypnotism, Goes on and on and on. And that is now when you really start to get more advanced. And from there on out, I mean, the possibilities are limitless. I mean, that's really where the left-hand path is coming from. That's really where now you're starting to learn principles of lesser magic and ways to manipulate your environment and a deeper understanding of yourself and stuff like that. I mean, now you're starting to get to real kind of a deeper occultism. And level 4 would be that same person, right, who's used all these principles and all this information he's gained. Now is put forward that out into the world and something that has been able to affect change according to their will, which should be or is a satanic will according to the satanic principles and philosophy, but of course also his will, his own unique will, his own ego, so to speak, using those principles, using the things that he's discovered over a decade or so, or whatever it is, of studying and trying to incorporate these things in his lifestyle. And now he's seeing results, and now he's influencing a lot of people. And that can be done in a lot of different ways. It could be done through music, it could be done through film, it could be done through writing, it could be done through YouTube, it could be done any way that has an influence. Politics could be done any way. There's a lot of ways you could do it to influence a lot of people. And that is when you start to get into a level 4. Is there anything above that? Don't know, because they don't tell me. I'm not there. No, I just want to gloss over them. I mean, I know I've skipped a few steps, whatever, blah blah blah. But that's kind of an idea. There are different gradations of Satanists: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, possibly even more. Someone like, for instance, well, you know what? This is why I'm not supposed to talk. I was going to give you some examples, but I'm not. So that's it. That's different levels, different degrees of Satanism. And I'm not dissing anybody who's a level 1. Not at all. I mean, everybody's a level 1 at one point, right? Me too. I think what did my buddy Jason K, he said even a level 1 shows up to the dojo. He's talking about, you get it, right? Don't need to explain analogies. Shit. Yeah, so that's it. That's in a nutshell.